Hi everybody, this is Dr. Snyder once again here with a screencast on analysis using Microsoft Excel. In this particular demonstration, I'm going to show you how to conduct a chi-square analysis and a calculated p-value for that chi-square using Excel. If you remember, the chi-square analysis is nothing more than a comparison of the number of people or the frequency of people in each category of a categorical variable versus what we would have expected to be in each of those categories, either by chance alone or through some knowledge of the population. Now, if you recall, in our example in class, we used our Purdue chicken data and looked at the sex variable, men and women, 0 for men and 1 for women. So let's see what we've observed and what we expected and whether or not that is a statistically significant difference. To do so, we first have to add up our observations, and to do that, we'll use a pivot table to help us out. So, the pivot table is asking us for the table or range of information, and so for us, that's this first column representing our variable sex. It also then asks us where we would like the data to be placed. And in our case, it's going to place the outcome of the pivot table in cell B1. So we hit OK. Now what we need to do is actually build the table. So to build the table, we click on sex. And we drag it down to the rows. And as you can see, it's already in the values, but it's treating it as a variable that should be summed. What we need it to do is to treat sex as a variable that can be counted, right? We're looking at frequency counts. So we hit information, click on count, and hit OK. That gives us our observed values for sex, 58 men and 130 women in our sample. Now, because we didn't have any knowledge about our population prior to the study, if we had a sample size of 188 and we sampled those 188 people randomly, by chance alone, we would expect 94 men and 94 women to be in our sample. So clearly there's a difference between what we've observed and what we expect, but is that difference statistically significant? Well, we don't know that at this point, so we're going to have to calculate a chi-square equation. So step one of the chi-square is to subtract the expected out from the observed. So we take 58 minus 94 and 130 minus 94. And we have our observed minus our expected. The next step is to square the observation, O minus E squared. So we take negative 36 times negative 36, and we take positive 36 times positive 36, and we get 1,296 for each of them. We then divide that value by E, which is, again, our expected value. So we take the 1,296 divided by 94. And we do the same thing here, 1,296 divided by our expected value. And there you go. The last bit of the equation is to sum those two numbers. So our chi-square, in this case, is equal to the sum of these two numbers. Close the parentheses. And so our chi-square value is 27.57, and we will drop that down to 2 decimal places. And so yes, there's a difference, but the question is it a statistically significant difference? Well, when we try to determine statistical significance, we have to know what the p-value of the test is. What's the probability that the result we've observed here is a real difference between the sample and the population, or if in fact, due to error, sampling error, that the population and the sample are equal. So we need a p-value to be less than 0.05, right? We want there to be a less than 5% probability that if there is a difference between our expected and observed, as we've seen here, that there's a less than a 5% probability that we would reject the null when in fact we should not. So how do we get the p-value? We use what's called the chi-test. So you type equal and then CHITEST. That's our chi-test. Open the parentheses, and it's actually asking you for two things, the actual range and the expected range. The actual range is your observations. Place a comma. The expected range is the expected values. And close the parentheses, hit enter. And what we have here is a very small number indeed. In fact, what we're looking for is a number that is less than 0.05, and we have a number that is substantially less than 0.05. There is a less than 5% chance that we are making a mistake here by saying that we are in fact rejecting the null. There is a statistically significant difference between what we observed and what we expected to see.